Yo, people! Welcome once again to the Coach's Corner, and it's time for another watch along. Hanno's Chelsea, of course, are taking. Another reminder that I need to mute the YouTube as well, but it is what it is. Now, of course, the news coming from Stamford Bridge or from outside Stamford Bridge is that the Borussia Dortmund bus was actually delayed by a few minutes, so kickoff was set to start at 8:10 local time and not 8 o'clock as predicted. I am watching the television right now, and the captains of Chelsea and Dortmund are standing sort of in front of the screen, if you will, with their teams behind them. And now, of course, they're about to begin their descent down the stairs through the tunnel on the way to the field. So, without further ado, I will share the team news. And this, of course, will certainly have big ramifications for Chelsea because a loss for them tonight will certainly end their season on a very low note. Out of both domestic cups, of course, losing to Manchester City, I believe, and not really having any chance of securing Champions League football this season, barring a freakish set of results. So all they will have to play for is effectively pride. They need to win this game. And they are, of course, trailing on aggregate, having lost in Dortmund. So the team news here is that Graham Potter decided to go for a 3-4-2-1 formation. Wesley Fofana and Mark Cucurella are two of the three centre-backs either side of Kalilou Koulibaly. Reece James and Ben Chilwell make their returns to the team and are wing-backs. So obviously the two best full-backs in Chelsea's squad are playing tonight. There is a number 5, but it's Enzo Fernandez and not Jorginho Frello, who is, of course, now with my Arsenal team. He and Mateo Kovacic, who captains the side tonight, will be partnering together in the centre of midfield. And then Raheem Sterling and João Felix are the two attacking midfielders who will be propping up Kai Havertz as the lone striker. And, of course, among the substitutes, still no room for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who quite simply, in my opinion at least, was Chelsea's best performer during the Champions League group stages. But there is a return for Christian Pulisic, the American international who was out with injury for a long time. Other notable names include Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Trevor Chalobah, Mikhailo Mudryk, and Denis Zakaria, who could come on later on the game, certainly. Hakim Ziyech also finds a spot on the bench, as does Conor Gallagher. Carney Chukwuemeka is also on the bench, along with youngster Lewis Hall and Lucas Bergstrom. And Bettinelli, of course, is the reserve goalkeeper. As for Borussia Dortmund, well, they have a 4-1-4-1 formation, not unlike that which is often used by Leicester City. And this probably could transition into something resembling a 4-5-1 with the midfield potentially being packed. Although with Sebastian Haller, of course, returning from his cancer diagnosis as the lone striker, he might need a little bit of support. But obviously, Marco Reus will look to marshal that midfield in company of Salih Ozcan and, of course, one of England's finest, Jude Bellingham, who is, of course, set to move to the Premiership very soon. It will remain to see whether it will be at Liverpool or Manchester City. Julian Brandt, of course, will be completing that 4-man attacking set. And Emre Can will be in the middle, and he will probably end up being an anchor for the 5-man midfield if necessary. And the defense consists of Marius Wolf, Nicolas Soule, Nico Schlotterbeck, and Rafael Guerrero. Soule and Schlotterbeck, of course, German internationals. And Alexander Meyer continues in goal ahead of Gregor Kobel, who is on the bench. The Swiss international did play a group game for Switzerland at the World Cup, but has been sort of usurped by his younger teammate. Giovanni Reina, another US international, finds a spot on the bench alongside Mats Hummels and Thomas Meunier, among others. And this certainly promises to be an interesting game. I wonder if we've got someone in the studio right now. Actually, Hannah should be joining us soon. But yeah, and he's obviously controlling things from backstage, so he's got the tabs ready and waiting. Well done, Mr. Trollope. It is now 8:10 local time, 1:40 in the morning in my neck of the woods, and 10 past 10 over in the Cape province of South Africa, from where Hannah will surely be watching. And going through a few comments, apparently Spencer Stewart has provided updates from the Benfica Bruges game. Chelsea fans saying no Chelsea fans. Yeah, big up to you, Chelsea fan. Thank you. No Chelsea fans stopped the bus getting by. And now there's some yellow mist on the field. I really don't know why this is going on. It's another waste of time, frankly. And at the moment, though, we are about to kick off. Marco Reis has the ball, and he's just passed it all the way back to the defense, who will try and take it forward. And it is the number 23, Emre Can, who tries to pass it forward, but Cucurella cuts out that attack and sends it out for a throw-in. And so Chelsea are going to have to do more than hold their own. They need to score a goal. And for what it's worth, the away goals rule has been scrapped. So even if Dortmund were to lose 2-1, even with the away goal, they still wouldn't go through. It would have to go to extra time and then penalties. And so it is number 17, Wolf, who takes the throw in. It is passed back to him by Reus, but that goes a little bit long. And actually, a corner looks to have been conceded by Mateo Kovacic, who, of course, is captaining the side tonight. Doesn't have his usual central midfield partner with him, but he does have a younger Enzo Fernandez, of course, who was the best young player at the World Cup in Qatar. Corner for Dortmund. A minute just elapsed, and it is taken by the number 19, Brandt. In the area, a little bit of head tennis, and that is effectively cleared away, only as far as Guerrero, who sends it back in. Cucurella heads it away. It is with Bellingham right now, who tries to come up against the defense, but Koulibaly cuts him off. And an attempt by Havertz to send Sterling on his way. It's Sterling against Meyer, but the defense has come back, and excellent work there by Nicolas Soule, putting off Sterling, really, and no problems in the end for Alexander Meyer. But some terrific work there, and there is a suspicion that maybe Sterling might have been offside anyway, so might not have counted. But, well, that might explain the fact that Meyer now has taken the free kick, and Dortmund are having some trouble trying to get out of the area, and Chelsea have it back. But João Felix over there not quite able to work well with that, and Meyer claims it. Yeah, and some confirmation, of course, that goal that was scored by Benfica was disallowed because of an offside in the build-up. So Club Bruges are still in it. The Club Bruges, of course, managed by Scott Parker, who, of course, was on the books at Chelsea before moving on to other clubs and earned about 18 caps as an England international. And of course, this season he was manager of Bournemouth before being sacked in the wake of a dreadful 9-0 defeat. Free kick to Chelsea, and even with this yellow mist, we can see Chelsea doing quite well. A handball there against Guerrero, who illegally, it is determined, intercepted an attempted pass from Fernandez to James. And there's a player on the ground. It is young Julian Brandt, who is regarded in many ways as the future of German football, certainly a rising star and one on whom Hansi Flick will definitely depend, with several of the older generation almost certainly making way after what was a disastrous World Cup campaign. The referee, of course, for this game is Danny Macaulay, very experienced Dutch referee. It looks as though Brandt's getting some strapping attached to his leg. Interesting fact about Mr. Macaulay, he's also a police inspector in Rotterdam and a referee coach for the Royal Dutch Football Association. So you don't want to mess with him. He knows how to lay down the law. Born in Curacao. Referee for the 2000 Europa League final between Sevilla and Inter Milan. And also an additional assistant referee in the 2018 Europa League final. It looks as though, sadly, Brandt's night is over. He's going to have to go off with some damage done to his hamstring. Absolutely distraught. But the American Giovanni Reina comes on in his place, and he will almost certainly now have a role to play. And this free kick will be taken from the right. I believe James and it's hit high into the area, and Koulibaly sadly couldn't get ahead to that. Koulibaly, big, strong Senegalese defender, does have some heading ability, but on that occasion not quite able to rise above everyone. Chilwell with the throw to Kovacic, and that is effectively cleared away, but only as far as Cucurella, who passes it back to Koulibaly, and it is safely back with Kepa Arrizabalaga. No Edward Mendy in the squad tonight. And pushed there by Havertz, hoping to try and gain an advantage, but the referee says, sorry, Kai, not on my watch. And Chelsea win it back through Raheem Sterling. João Felix now in the penalty area, jigging his way past the defenders, but excellent work there from the goalkeeper Maya, and that will be a Chelsea corner. João Felix, a big money transfer for Chelsea. I mean, not really a big money transfer, but definitely a good loan signing, and certainly one who's tried to stamp his mark for Chelsea. Jinking his way there past Nicolas Soulé, but Maya showing good initiative to come at him, and certainly Potter's quite happy, but he wants more from his team. Left-footed corner from Ben Chilwell, swinging away, and an attempted header there from Koulibaly goes well wide. Certainly not hitting the target, and that will be a goal kick. Clearly miscuing that header, sending it well off target. And Graham Potter knows that this match could very well be make or break for him, despite a lot of the talk about how he will still be supported. He knows he needs a good result tonight. And a clash of heads there sees Sebastian Haller not... Yep. That is, in fact, Sebastian Haller, who was sent to the floor there by Koulibaly. And the coach of Dortmund is Edin Terzic. João Felix, who sends Kai Havertz on his way. It's Havertz in the penalty area, and he hits the side netting. Inexplicably, Potter has named so many strikers in his squad, he hasn't included Aubameyang. And there is a reason why a lot of people are literally fuming with his selection there, because after doing the good work of shaking off the defenders, still couldn't hit the target. Look at Terzic right now. Modest playing career, was an assistant at Borussia Dortmund from 2018 to 2020, and then took the job full-time from 2020 to 2021. The following season, he was a technical director before resuming his coaching duties full-time. 21 goals in 158 league appearances for some smaller teams, not in the Not really big teams as such. Basically, at the lower levels, the fourth level of professional leagues in Germany, and studied sports science at Ruhr University in Bochum. And once again, some more action in the Dortmund half. Emre Can there sort of trying to shield it away from João Felix, but concedes a throw. And that will be taken by Cucurella to Kovacic. Tackled by Bellingham, but Kovacic still has it. Passes it back to Koulibaly. Sends it forward to Felix. Well done from the Senegalese international. Chilwell with the cross. And that is headed away. And that was headed away by Ozcan, in fact. Kovacic is trying to send it back, but Bellingham reclaimed it and was fouled there by Cucurella. And will we see... well, the police inspector has made it crystal clear that there won't be a card yet, basically telling the ex-Brighton defender to cool it. And you can clearly see there's a stamp on Bellingham's foot. Certainly didn't need to clutch his knee and go around screaming because the referee saw the foul. Emre Can. And Dortmund still trying to get that away, and Chelsea find a way to get it back. And it is Havertz now who tries to take it forward, but that will be a goal kick. Excellent work there from the Dortmund defense, and Havertz is still unable to make any kind of impression. Havertz also a German international, a member of that underachieving World Cup squad from a few months ago, rather. And that will be passed back to the goalkeeper, Meyer, who tries to send it long. Well, he doesn't send it long, he sends it short, but that is eventually with Nicolas Soule, who tries to play it forward and finds Bellingham, who can certainly run with it. Marco Reus there giving a little bit of guidance. It's back with Bellingham, and Chelsea reclaim it. So Chelsea certainly having the better of the ball and the better of possession in the early stages of the match, but so far not really been able to really trouble Dortmund. Meyer, of course, having to spread himself well to deny João Felix. And of course, Havertz is a former Leverkusen player, so no Dortmund clash of loyalties with him. Emre Can now, who's certainly had a storied club career in Europe. It is with Wolf. Marius Wolf, who passes it back to Can. Because he Can. Just so you know, Can is of course spelled C-A-N, so yes, he Can. Meyer tries to send that long. That doesn't even make the halfway line, but it is with Dortmund, and through Wolf. Excellent forward pass. They can try and send it forward. Reina trying to make something of it, but Cucurella with the important tackle. That will be a Dortmund throw. Marius Wolf with the throw, gives it to Bellingham, who tries to send it forward to Haller. And a nice pass from Haller, but not in the right direction. Hoping to find Marco Reus, but not really succeeding. But there is a Chelsea handball, and that will be a Dortmund free kick. And so with 13 minutes gone, Chelsea need a goal, but they're still definitely up against it. Be interesting to see who takes this free kick. It's just sent quickly forward by Guerrero, who finds Reus. Reus tries to cross it into the penalty area, but that is headed away. It is with Ozcan, who passes it to Can. Salih Ozcan, of course, of Turkish stock. And Wolf with a high cross into the penalty area, but nobody on the end of that. And Reece James can head that away, but for a throw-in. Better a throw-in than a corner, I always say. And the throw is straight to Gio Reyna, who finds Bellingham. Reyna and Bellingham, of course, were on opposite sides when the USA played England in the World Cup, trying to send it forward, but that is headed away by Koulibaly. But a brilliant tackle there from Özcan as he's able to win it back. Now it is with Reyna, who passes it back to, I think that was Schlotterbeck from the looks of it. It is now with Nicolas Soulé, who tries to send it forward. And he finds Guerrero, who has gone a little bit forward. Some good passing there, but Bellingham took a little bit too long on the ball. Ended up losing it, but once again, Dortmund get it back. And so some very nervy passing here from both sides. Chelsea probably more nervous than Dortmund. It is with Marius Wolf now, and instead of playing the advantage, the referee gives a free kick there for a foul on Gio Reyna, trying to get away, but Wesley Fofana there just clipping him on his leg and sending him down. And the referee taking the decision to not play the advantage, but award a free kick instead. And so the former Leicester City defender, who was, of course, a youth teammate of William Saliba back in France, has conceded a free kick, which could prove dangerous from outside that area. Spanish keeper Arrizabalaga organising his wall. I see Reyes, Chan, and Guerrero standing over that free kick. Remain to see who will take it. Bit of argy-bargy going on there between Schlotterbeck and Felix. And clearly, the Dutch referee is in no mood for any shenanigans. It is Marco Reyes who takes it, and that is on target. And I'm not too sure whether that hit the post or whether Kepa got a hand to that. Looks as though it was Kepa who got a hand to that, and if he did, that is quite simply a magnificent save. Curling it over the wall perfectly, but a brilliant right hand to send that away. And Arrizabalaga, of course, whose form had... well, the danger's still not over because Dortmund have now managed to win a corner through Guerrero. But again, what a save that was. Guessed correctly, got into position perfectly, stuck out his right hand, and that sent it away from goal. And certainly in his first season with Chelsea, his form certainly wasn't the best, but he certainly recovered well and should still be an option for Spain going forward. Corner taken into the penalty area. Haller trying to get on the end of that, but failing, and Chelsea clear their lines. Alexander Meyer now has the job of trying to send it back into the Chelsea half. He does that. And it meets Sebastian Haller. Marco Reyes keeps it in. Guerrero tries to engage some interplay with his captain. And Reyes ends up winning a throw for Dortmund off Enzo Fernandez. Guerrero with the throw. He's got Özcan on his right and Reyes on his left. He throws it to Reyes, who passes it back to him, and then Chelsea end up clearing it away, but at the cost of another Dortmund throw. They force the Germans back, but Dortmund can come forward again. They certainly tried to, but Chelsea end up sending it all the way into the Dortmund half, and Nicolas Soulé heads it back to his goalkeeper, Meyer. Certainly had to spread himself to deny João Felix a possible goal. But apart from that, he has been quiet. And all eyes are going to be on Wesley Fofana today. He scored the winner for Chelsea against Leeds in the Premiership. So ashes to ashes and dust to dust. If your strikers don't score, your defenders must. Kovacic tries to play that to Havertz, and it goes through to Sterling. An attempted through pass, but nobody's going to be on the end of that. Obviously, James was trying to get to that, but Sule beat him to it. And it is now back with Kai Havertz, who can pass it around, but an attempted chip pass from Enzo Fernandez only finds Alexander Niklas Meyer-Schade from Bad Oldesloe in Germany, 6'5". And he's played for the likes of Stuttgart and Hamburg, and is now, of course, with Borussia Dortmund as an understudy to the Swiss international Gregor Kobel. Reina passes it back to Meyer, and that is now once again with Reina, who now gets it all the way to Schlotterbeck, who will try and send that forward. It is now with Sebastian Haller, who sends it to Marius Wolf on the right. And some interplay there, but Koulibaly once again anticipating quite brilliantly and snuffing out that threat. And it is now with João Felix, who can certainly try and go through the defence. And obviously Emre Can over there trying to harry the Portuguese star, but only succeeding in, body checking him almost and conceding a free kick, which comes to nothing in the end. But Jude Bellingham looked to have been dispossessed, but the police inspector from Holland rules that as a foul. Ow! Free kick to be taken by Sule. And looks as though Gio Reyna... No, that's actually Emre Can, of course, who's come back to do some defensive work, and he passes it back to his goalkeeper, Meyer, who chips that forward. Finds Haller, who can only send it as far as Cucurella. Chilwell gets it to Felix, but that is intercepted, and Wolf can pass it back to Meyer once again. And so the only real touches that Meyer has had, apart from that save from Felix, are really collecting back passes from his defenders. So Chelsea have been able to run the channels quite well, but that lack of quality in the final third is really what will affect them. Chips it forward, headed by Koulibaly, but going to find out in which direction the free kick has been awarded. And it's for a foul by Enzo Fernandez on Jude Bellingham. Free kick is fairly quickly taken and then sent forward. Hoping to find Marco Reyes, but Koulibaly once again outstanding, and he nothing really exciting going on right now. Some defensive play back in the Chelsea half. It's with Kepa, who passes it to Koulibaly, who tries to get it to Cucurella. And Cucurella does send it forward, but is that going to be intercepted? Nope. Felix gets it back and passes it to Fofana, who could definitely run forward with it. Havertz, James, Enzo Fernandez, back to Fofana. And eventually Dortmund do win the ball, and they can certainly try to move with it. Haller to Wolf. Brilliant through ball, and that finds Gio Reyna in the penalty area. Kovacic playing a bit of a dangerous game there. Could almost easily have hacked down Reyna and conceded a penalty, but eventually an attempted cross shot there from Reyna doesn't find anyone. Brilliant work, this. An excellent quality pass there. And Marius Wolf threading that pass beautifully. Reyna timing his run to perfection. Probably dragging himself a little bit too wide, and Kovacic was able to sort of stifle him in his intentions. Word of caution, if you ever do go to the gym and do a lot of weightlifting after a huge gap, make sure you get a massage. Painful as heck. And we've got several people who are in the chat right now. As we come to the 25-minute mark, I am going to make sure I say hello to all of you. Yes, Del Boy, you know the bleeding story. I'm doing a watch-along for Chelsea. Not my cup of tea by any means, but a favour as a friend. And of course, now that you and other people are here, the crack is begun. And Hanno saying, of course, for a team at home, have no possession. Well, I'm sure you've got the lion's share of the possession so far. You just haven't been able to make up for that with that quality in the final third. And we've got Chris Mossing from across the pond, Sports Talk. Big up, Del, Wonder Boy. A little bit of crosstalk between South Africa and Canada. Working late, so I'm your commentator. Well, thank you very much indeed. I'm a nice change from the evil that is Martin Tyler. Stephen Stubbs will tell you that whole story. And there's a foul over there. Emre Can trying to get that ball, sort of rise above Havertz to receive that, but landing very awkwardly indeed on his elbow from the looks of it. Certainly looked painful, but sitting on his backside, doing his laces, he'll be getting up. Nowhere near as severe an injury as that which forced off Julian Brandt after 5 minutes. And play can continue. And so far, Dortmund have done a more than decent job of preventing Felix and Sterling from really having much headway. And it is back with Maya now. Felix making himself a nuisance in that penalty area, but really to no avail as Dortmund clear their lines. But Cucurella does hook it back into the half, and that is hooked back into the Chelsea half by Bellingham. Koulibaly to Fofana, who ends up passing it to Reece James. It is back with Fofana, who ends up passing it back to his goalkeeper, Arrizabalaga. And it is Arrizabalaga who sends it forward. And Havertz is able to retrieve that after a pretty poor clearance from Emre Can. It's Havertz down the right, the former Leverkusen midfielder slash winger slash striker. I'd say he's actually more of a winger slash striker, really. A cross into the penalty area, but that is... really, really, really exciting passage of play. And do forgive me, I am feeling the effects of my morning workout. Body still in pain, still quite tired, but I am here. Some great work down the right. An excellent cross over there from Reece James. A shot over there from Havertz, and it hits the post. Left-footed. Alexander Meyer beaten hook, line, and sinker. But it goes completely across the goal line and away to safety. You could say that sums up Chelsea's luck in front of goal. But we do have a shot sort of on target, and to no avail. Goal kick. Yeah. And some hello to everyone. It is with Dortmund right now, who are trying to work on the left. Marco Reus. That finds Rafael Guerreiro. Marco Reus now. Chelsea appealing for an offside, but it is moot because that goes out for a goal kick. Some more cordialities. could join in 5. Looking forward to having you. Certainly with 29 minutes gone. Not really much to talk about. So, an update, goal from Benfica, and the crowd goes wild. Maybe this time it'll be allowed, but we will sort of get back into that once again. And really, it's basically been all possession from both teams, but only one real shot on target for either team. Rouse with that free kick that was brilliantly saved. Havertz, of course, with that terrific left-footed shot that hit the post. And earlier, of course, João Felix being denied by Alexander Meyer. Half an hour gone, still 0-0 between both teams. Schlotterbeck trying to make a nuisance of himself. He does end up winning a free kick. His Germany teammate Havertz there sending him tumbling. We're going to find out who's taking this free kick. Not too sure it'll necessarily be Marco Reus. And some discussions there between Wolf and Haller. It looks as though it could be Reus who takes this. Actually, it's Guerrero who sent it into the box left-footed. And Kepa has to punch that away. And it is with João Felix who sends in a beautiful through ball, hoping to find Raheem Sterling. But Meyer, alert to the danger, beats Sterling to it and clears it. It is, of course, back with Chelsea now through Kovacic, who will try and start something, receiving that ball from Enzo Fernandez. To James, to Enzo, back to... Actually, that's not James, that's Wesley Fofana, who had that... who was a part of that little interplay there. And after all that, it's... Here's a free kick to Chelsea. A pretty clumsy foul there by Özcan on Reece James, who, credit to him, doesn't take a tumble. James, of course, having been in good form this season for Chelsea, very unfortunate to have missed out on England's World Cup squad due to injury, but now he's back. And an attempted sort of a snap volley there from Mateo Kovacic, which goes a little high and wide. And that's pretty much as good as it'll get when it comes to goalmouth action. An attempted headed clearance, but that was never going to trouble Maya in goal. That shot from Kovacic. Completely high and wide to the goalkeeper's right. Ugh. Bellingham. Sent it out on the left, and Enzo intercepts that, but that will in fact be a Dortmund free kick from the looks of it. Rafael Guerrero there being obstructed by Reece James, and he wins the free kick. More new comments. Yeah. So not really that much in terms of action tonight. Still both teams trying to work the ball. Some potential action here with Royce down the left. Poor pass there. He was hoping to find Gio Reyna, but Cucurella cut him off. And it is with João Felix, who finds Cucurella. Cucurella sends it long, hoping to find Sterling, but brilliant work there from Emre Can. And Can ends up conceding the throw, but not letting the England star make much headway. It is, of course, Marc Cucurella, curly hair and all. Mateo Kovacic now trying to do some work on the periphery, passes it to Fernandez, who in turn finds James, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Kovacic, back to Cucurella, back to Koulibaly, Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez, and that is with Wesley Fofana, who tries to send it forward. João Felix now receiving that pass from Havertz, and an attempted shot there, which sort of hits a Dortmund defender and goes behind for a corner kick. And so, once again, some more pressure being exerted by, this time, Chelsea. Another corner. Will this lead to a goal? And once again, remember, folks, if we're all square on aggregate, there is no away goals rule. It goes to extra time. And then penalties. And it will be Chilwell with a left-footed corner that should be expected to swing away. And that is headed down, and Reyna eventually clears it. Only as far as Reece James, though, who passes it back to Arrizabalaga, who had come all the way out of his goal halfway between his goal and the halfway line. And that will be a Chelsea throw. Some more effective, if somewhat desperate, Dortmund defending. Whoops. I mean, it's fair to say that the Dortmund coach will be a lot more satisfied right now because his side still has the aggregate lead. And once again, some more interplay between defense and goalkeeper. Sterling trying to snap at the defender's heels, but not succeeding. And it is sent forward, but some good work there from Cucurella. It does find Marius Wolf, who tries to send a through pass to what looked like Guerrero, but Reece James there doing some really good work intercepting that, and Kepa was able to save that. But a through ball from João Felix. Is Sterling onside? The flag is down. Sterling in the penalty area, but a brilliant save from Maya. It still finds its way to Havertz, though, and Havertz makes no mistake, in off the underside of the bar, but sadly a mistake was made in the form of an offside, so it won't count. And it looks as though, to me, it would have been Sterling who was offside, because take a look at the replay. He didn't really time his run all too well. Yeah, you can see there the Dortmund defender springing the offside trap, and Sterling unable to avoid that. Beautiful shot there from Havertz, but the flag had gone up just before then. And of course, there is no VAR to check for offside goals, but that was the right call anyway. Chelsea still have an opportunity to attack down the left. Cucurella finding Chilwell, but under pressure from the Dortmund defender, he sends it out for a throw-in. And Dortmund can clear their lines with the best part of 6 minutes to go, plus any stoppages before half-time. It is Marius Wolf now with the ball, headed by Sebastian Haller, but Chelsea still have it. Chilwell tries to flick it forward, but Nicolas Soulé is able to clear that. And some pretty untidy play over there. And Chelsea have a free kick. Chilwell doing some pretty good work over there, winning that ball quite fairly from Marius Wolf, but from the looks of it, looks as though he slipped there, so that might have been a bit of a harsh call. But it's another free kick, and we've got James and looks like João Felix standing over that. No, it is Chilwell who takes it, left-footed, into the penalty area, and that should be a goal. And how that stays out of the net is beyond me. Excellent free kick from Chilwell, swung it right into the penalty area, and there were at least 3 Chelsea players who could have scored, and none of them did. And we're going to take a look at that on the replay. For the moment, though, it's Ozcan who tries to get that away, and he is impeded from behind by Kovacic. A clumsy tackle. Exactly 5 minutes to go. 40 minutes played, you don't need that. But we're going to take a look at this free kick. Beautifully headed in. Haller came out but hesitated, and it was Koulibaly who sort of inadvertently put it back into the penalty area. And if João Felix had scored, that would have been a pretty unorthodox but effective assist from the Senegalese captain. But once again, no goal. And could there be a sting in the tail from Dortmund before half-time? Nicolas Soulé standing over that free kick. And it is Soulé who passes it along the ground. Haller takes it back, and then, well, Dortmund seem to have won a corner from the looks of it. Yeah, there is actually that wonderful line technology which proves that Sterling was offside in the build-up to that goal. So excellent work there from the Dortmund defender to make sure the offside trap was well accomplished. A yellow card there for Soulé in the process, probably for time wasting. Going to see what happens later on. João Felix, Havertz, lays it off for Chilwell! And Chilwell is left-footed, but with his stronger left foot, he was certainly not able to hit the target. High and well wide. This is, of course, good stuff from Chelsea, who are creating some sustained pressure. And, of course, after that brilliant save from that Marco Reus free kick, Zabaleta didn't have much to do. And the ball had come to Chilwell. Soulé was sliding in with the tackle, but a guy of his caliber really should have backed himself to hit the target. Cucurella back to Zabaleta. Back to Cucurella. 2 Spaniards, of course. Chilwell, Cucurella. Chelsea can try and take it forward through Kai Havertz down the left. Havertz against Wolf, and the Wolf sends him back. But it is with Kovacic now. He gets tackled, but then it is with Chilwell, who can send it into the penalty area, as we all know. And Sterling had his opportunity to be a hero, and eventually he does. It was a horrible missed kick, but eventually, after some confusion, it finds its way back to him. First time left-footed shot high into the net. No chance for Alexander Meyer. And so we have a Chelsea goal. I'm just going to change the ticker here. It is, of course, Chelsea 1, Dortmund 0. Raheem Sterling, the goal scorer, on 43 minutes. We'll definitely see a replay of this, and obviously, well, again, some terrific work down the left over there, and Chilwell once again with that brilliant incisive cross, which found Sterling, who evaded his marker perfectly. Didn't do any good work there, miscuing it with his left foot, but He eventually ended up, he completely missed that, to be honest. But eventually it bounced back to him. Rouse wasn't able to effectively defend it there, sort of passing it back to him in a way. And so it fell to Sterling on his right foot. And I think, I did say there was no chance for the goalkeeper, but Maya probably will be thinking he could have done better with that. Of course, Chelsea are now up and running. That is, of course, 1-0, and I will... Well, apparently it's already been changed, so I don't know what's going on there, but you can see how much of a relief that is. And that could very well see the pressure lifted off Chelsea, and they could perhaps start attacking. But it is so close to half-time, so Dortmund will be looking to respond in the second half, the way Leipzig did against Manchester City in the previous game week, and they will still feel that they very much have a part to play in this tie. Cucurella now passes it back to Kovacic, who sends it all the way to Enzo Fernandez. And that is Wesley Fofana, who tries to find Sterling. Sterling gets it to Reece James on the right. Reece James with a brilliant-looking cross along the ground, hoping to find Havertz, but that is diverted behind for a corner. Quickly taken by James. Interplay between him and Chilwell. Chilwell again with a shot into the penalty area, but that is blocked. But it is still in the penalty area. James, Kovacic trying to send it inside. And an attempted hoik there from Havertz going completely wrong. And there will be 3 minutes of time added on, of which 1 has just been played. So we're going to see how these next 2 minutes pan out. But once again, sustained pressure from Chelsea, finding their way into the Dortmund penalty area. But that Sterling goal aside, their lack of quality in the final third has shown so far. And Coach Terdic will have a lot of work to do with his boys to try and rescue the situation. And so, once stoppage time is over, we will be 45 minutes away from either extra time or the end of the game. Sterling against Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck wins. Schlotterbeck sends it forward, trying to find Sebastian Haller, but Koulibaly says, not tonight. A minute, 10 seconds left. We're going to find out and see how the action pans out. Dortmund still have the ball, sending it through, and that does find Marco Reus down the left. He evades Koulibaly brilliantly, and that is Guerrero there, who does some good work trying to evade the Chelsea defense. Nicolas Soule, Emre Can, Jude Bellingham into the penalty area. Guerrero! Brilliant defensive work there by Ben Chilwell to nip the ball away from him. Nick it, rather. And Chelsea can clear their lines. Only as far as Chan, though, who tries to head it back into danger. It's with Schlotterbeck now, who passes it to Soule. Back to Schlotterbeck. Sending it forward quite brilliantly. Bellingham to Sebastian Haller now. It's Haller against Fofana. Haller passes it to Bellingham. Twisting Reece James always to Sunday, but not able to get a shot in. And the police inspector has blown for half-time. And it is the Raheem Sterling goal that separates both teams at the break. Both teams, of course, even on aggregate. And so these next 45 minutes will be very crucial. Kai Havertz, of course, thought he had scored earlier on, only for it to be ruled offside. Hit the post as well prior to that. And even earlier in the game, there was a chance for João Felix to possibly score, but he was denied by the goalkeeper, Alexander Meyer, spreading himself. A brilliant free kick from Marco Reus, very nearly reaping the rewards of a goal, only to be denied by a magnificent Kepa Arrizabalaga save. Started off a little bit boring, but then sort of sparkled to life with a few chances. Sadly, of course, chances have been few and far between. Goals have definitely been few and far between. Will that change in the second half? We will find out. But at the moment, at half time, from Stamford Bridge in London, it is Chelsea 1, Dortmund 0. And I am just going to take a little bit of a break. Actually, I'm not so much a break, but I am going to sort of, you know, make a slight disappearing act. And you will see me back in about 10 seconds. Well, it was slightly longer than 10 seconds. I do apologize, but I am back. And I am going to go through some of these chats. A little bit of argy-bargy. And of course, Benfica now 2 goals to the good at half time, 4-0 up on aggregate. And we could show you some highlights of that game later on. Gonçalo Ramos, of course, star for Portugal in the World Cup with the goals rather. And a little bit of banter against Chelsea. Yeah, Chris, this is beneath you. You're better than this. And clearly, Mr. Trollope was happy with that, as was a Chelsea fan. Right, so sadly, we might not have Mr. Trollope joining us yet, but maybe he will come on near the end. I'm going to take a look at some of the highlights once we get back from the break on my television set. At the moment, it's just advertisements. But we definitely will. As I said, we definitely will. Get back to the main headline. It is 1-0 at half time with Raheem Sterling scoring 2 minutes before the break. And these next 45 minutes are going to be very crucial indeed. It will remain to be seen whether Chelsea can find another goal to take them through. And of course, if it finishes 1-1 at the end of, 1-0 at the end of full time, there will be extra time. And of course, the dreaded lottery of penalties. No danger, of course, of there being any penalties in Portugal with Benfica 4-0 ahead on aggregate. And there will, of course, be a review of the game tomorrow, so do look forward to this. And I think, not too sure Hanno's able to watch the game either, but I'm sure he'll be very happy with the scoreline. As I said, body aching all over, tired AF, but happy to help out a friend as always. And of course, tomorrow's action sees the likes of Manchester City and Tottenham conclude their uh, conclude their ties, I believe. Confirmation, of course, of the halftime scores. It is 2-0 between Benfica and Club Brugge, 4-0 on aggregate. So the Belgian team could very well end up going out. And it is 1-0 at Stamford Bridge, 1-1 on aggregate. And we will get some highlights of the first half. Obviously, I can't show them to you, but just describing everything right now. Some good work over there between Havertz and Kovacic. And eventually it falls to Chilwell, who was able to get his cross in. Sterling missing that, not even miscuing that, but some pretty poor defensive work from Marco Reus meant that it came back to him. And when it came to a shot with his right foot, it was high, it was powerful. He wasn't going to miss. I really do think that Maya could have used both his hands. That is, of course, Sterling's third goal in the Champions League campaign, 3 in 3 matches. Coming back into form just when Chelsea need him. And this is a rather strange squad selection, really, because I really don't rate Kai Havertz. I don't think he's done the business. And of course, we are taking a look at Chelsea's chances. Very, very early in the game, Sterling was sent away down the left and ended up being, denied by a combination of defense and goalkeeper. Alexander Meyer there ruining João Felix's good work down the left with an important save. Felix sending it forward to Kai Havertz, who shoots that well wide, nowhere near on target. A nice cross and not very well cleared. Cross down the right, not very well cleared. Straight to Kai Havertz, who hits the post dead center and sees that go across the goal line and into safety. Sterling down the right with his right foot. Saved once again brilliantly by Alexander Meyer. A goal there from Kai Havertz. A peach of a left-footed strike which went in off the underside of the bar, but that was quite correctly ruled out for a Sterling offside. And obviously, as they grew into the game, Chelsea had a lot more of the chances. A terrific free kick there from Chilwell, which was inadvertently diverted back into the path of João Felix by Koulibaly when he could have connected with it and scored. And then, of course, we're seeing the Dortmund free kick, which was brilliantly saved by Arrizabalaga. I wouldn't necessarily call that a camera save because you want to get into position where you can find a way to save that. It did hit him dead center in his right hand, but some critics would say doing a bit too much. And we see the pundits talking on TV. I couldn't tell you what they were discussing. Yeah, and this question from Chris, I believe the return leg will be played at White Hart Lane. Or, I mean, not White Hart Lane, the Tottenham Stadium. And so we will be coming back to Stamford Bridge in a couple of minutes for resumption of the action. I will just change this to... Oops. Yeah, I think that was actually Hannah who typed that, so well done to him. He heard me say 43 minutes and he typed it. Sadly, of course, he's not with us, but I will be taking you through. I will, however, have to nip off for a little bit, but I will be back, so give me about 60 seconds. Oh, no. And I am back. Just had to get myself some water. A little tip, peeps, if you're tired already, but you need to stay up a little bit longer, stay away from the energy drinks. Nothing like good old H2O. And this May, of course, we'll see a return to Grand Slam tennis, courtesy of nos amis, who hail from France. Roland Garros, to be precise. And that will, of course, see Rafa Nadal hopefully back fit, although clearly his injuries have started to take their toll on his body. Still on an advertisement break for now, but we should be heading back to Stamford Bridge very soon. And, well, no sooner do I say that we aren't back at Stamford Bridge, it will be interesting to see what sort of changes the Dortmund coach Turdich will have made. A lot has been expected of Jude Bellingham. Aside from a few good passes, he's been rather quiet tonight, not able to quite exert his influence on the game. It will be Chelsea to kick off. No substitutions made yet, and it is João Felix who passes it all the way back to Koulibaly, who sends it forward. Met by Havertz, but that will be a Dortmund throw. Marco Reus, of course, to take. Actually, he hands it off to Rafael Guerreiro, who takes that and tries to find... he finds Sebastian Haller, sent forward by Emre Can. hoping to find Gio Reyna, but Cucurella onto that like a flash, and it's a pass back to Kepa, who sends it forward, headed back into the Chelsea quarter by Emre Can, but then some good work from the Chelsea midfield means that there'll be no attempt yet at the Chelsea goal. And some poor work there. It is Kai Havertz down the wing, receiving that ball from Reece James, passing it to Raheem Sterling. Is there anyone on the left? Yes, there is. Ben Chilwell, and the cavalry is in. Claims for a handball. Referee says no. And a shot from Kovacic, hitting a Dortmund player and going straight through to the goalkeeper. So, well, there is no VAR, but Chelsea will probably feel as though they're a little bit hard done by. I think the referee decided that Marius Wolf's left hand was in a more natural position, and some pretty poor defensive work there from Dortmund, conceding a throw quite deep into the Dortmund half. Well, there is actually VAR, and they're checking for the penalty. Oh, so I was mistaken. Their VAR is being used. It looks as though Chelsea could get their penalty, and if they do get a penalty and a chance to go 2-0 up on the night, 2-1 on aggregate, this will prove to be very big for them. In a season that has gone so horribly wrong, could things change for the better tonight? One thing I can tell you is that this stoppage will certainly eat into the time, and we see the Inspector Macaulay running to the VAR monitor. And there's been a goal in Portugal. Another one for Gonçalo Ramos. 3-0 for Benfica on the night, 5-0 on aggregate. And I don't see any way back for the Belgian team now. And that handball does not look good. It certainly looks as though Chelsea could end up with a penalty. And the penalty has in fact been awarded. And clearly neither Schlotterbeck nor Wolf are happy with that decision, but you just cannot argue with VAR. Yeah, you could see there that his hand wasn't really in as natural a position as I thought it was, sort of hanging out there in a way, and you can see how much that decision meant to the Chelsea fans. The Dortmund players, in contrast, are still apoplectic, and the Dortmund coach, Terdic, now has a little bit of work to do. And Alexander Meyer, who's made 5 league appearances this season, starting tonight ahead of the more experienced Gregor Kobel, now has a job to do. It will be Kai Havertz to take this kick. He, of course, had his goal disallowed in the first half. This could be his chance to get on the score sheet properly this time. It's Havertz against Meyer. And who will come out on top? Calm and collected as you like. It will be Havertz, left-footed. And he sends the keeper the wrong way, but he hits the post. And with 50 minutes gone, would you believe it? A huge twist in the tail. Well, Havertz has been berated by Chelsea fans this season for not being able to hit the target and really score. did some good work there, stopping a little bit, throwing the goalkeeper off balance, actually sending the keeper the wrong way, but curling a little bit too far to the right. The goalkeeper's left, that is. Certainly not going to check the penalty. Well, actually, they are. Maybe the goalkeeper this time guilty of getting off his line a bit too early. And once again, Dali Makali has earned the wrath of the Dortmund players. So the penalty will be retaken. Encroachment from goalkeeper Meyer. Yeah, you can see there the goalkeeper just going a little bit in front of his line before Havertz took that kick. So encroachment is the ruling, and the kick will be taken again. The only question is, will it be Havertz to retake that kick? A lot of people are saying that that wasn't really a penalty, but to be honest, I think the VAR referees rightly ruled that Wolf's hand should never have been that far out. So it will be Havertz to retake it, and he has his chance to, finally be a hero after being a villain twice over with a disallowed goal and now a missed penalty. But this penalty will be retaken. Has to compose himself. And this time he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, but he puts it right into the corner, not curved too far to the goalkeeper's left this time. And it is Chelsea 2, Dortmund 0 on 53 minutes. And Alexander Meyer there will probably be thinking that if he had, showed a bit more patience, his team would not be 2-0 down on the night, 2-1 on aggregate, and now with it all to do. And so yeah, so clearly the same area, and once again Meyer diving to his right, the penalty going to the goalkeeper's left, but this time Havertz not skewing it too far to the right, sending it into the bottom far corner. And Chelsea are now 2-0 to the good, 2-1 on aggregate. And unless Dortmund can produce something special, it will be Auf Wiedersehen, Borussia. But there's still more than half an hour to go, so anything can happen, as we know, in the Champions League. Havertz, of course, having missed that goal in the first half, seeing it hit the post, having a goal disallowed for offside and missing the first penalty attempt, redeeming himself, and how? And Chelsea trying to move forward, but that is intercepted. And Schlotterbeck takes the quick free kick awarded by Makali. Guerrero with a nice back heel to Bellingham in the penalty area. Guerrero now finds Gio Reyna. And an excellent header from Ben Chilwell, who got himself in the way. And Chilwell does some good work clearing that. And it is Sterling against Meyer, but Meyer says, "Not tonight, son." And does a pretty good job of claiming it and keeping it in the penalty area. Sterling claiming that he had taken it outside. Makali not interested. It is Jude Bellingham now, who has to try to conjure up something magical. Sends it all the way across the field to Marius Wolf, who finds Gio Reyna. Haller. And some pretty sloppy work there from the German sees Chelsea reclaim the ball and take it forward through Mateo Kovacic. João Felix now. Kovacic again. And Nicolas Soule with an important interception, conceding the throw-in. But brilliant defensive work there from Chilwell. With that shot coming in from Reina, he was dead centre and headed that ball away. I mean, he didn't so much head it away as sort of stuck himself in the way and let the ball hit his head, but it's legal, it counts, and Chelsea survive. And Chelsea are now in the Dortmund half and looking to attack once again. A third goal, you'd think, would pretty much seal this tie. Well, there's going to be another. And you can see some fans over there, one of them almost a dead ringer for Thomas Muller. I'm just thinking, what's Muller doing supporting Chelsea? Cucurella. And that is sent all the way to Wesley Fofana, who finds Reece James. Back to Fofana. Back to Koulibaly. And excellent through ball there, but that really is straight to the goalkeeper. Ben Chilwell wasn't going to get on the end of that. 57 minutes gone, 33 minutes left plus stoppages. It is Chelsea 2, Dortmund 0. Chelsea leading 2-1 on aggregate. 43rd minute goal from Raheem Sterling, 53rd minute penalty from Kai Havertz. That is what separates these two teams. Dortmund will be thinking they need an answer. And Dortmund once again trying to attack, and some terrific work over there. It is in the Chelsea penalty area, but the Chelsea defenders are strong and resolute. Özcan to Guerrero, and that's in the penalty area. Bellingham! And he pokes it wide. Well, the coach is happy with that, happy with the endeavour, but certainly not the end result there. And Bellingham, of course, who certainly made hay at the World Cup with England, scoring more than a few goals, will be looking at that and thinking, I should definitely have hit the target. A lot of comments. I will check them right now. Yeah, Spencer Stewart, the penalty was indeed given. I see we've got a few non-Chelsea fans who probably are not rooting for the team in blue from Stamford Bridge, and that goes out for the Dortmund goal kick, rather. Looks as though Sterling might have been just onside this time, but he couldn't really receive that through ball from Havertz. And that is a Dortmund goal kick, and Dortmund once again have to clear their lines. Cucurella passing it back to Arrizabalaga. Back to Cucurella. It is Emre Can. Holding off Kai Havertz quite well. It's passed all the way back. It is with Özcan. Schlotterbeck. Guerrero. And some work down the left. Haller finding Bellingham in the centre. Some good work there between Bellingham in the penalty area once again. But this time, once again, Chelsea clear their lines. Only as far as Özcan, though, who tries to send it forward. Özcan to Emre Can. Nice curling shot there from Emre Can, but didn't really have enough heft on it, and an easy claim for Kepa. Once again, more comments. João Felix prophecy proving false. Yep, there has to be retaken. hesitation penalties don't work. Well, to answer your question, Chris, he was given another because the goalkeeper went a little bit too far forward. And it is Mario Reus there who tries to send it in. Excellent work there from Bellingham to win it back. And it is back with Dortmund, who can try and attack down the right, just outside the penalty area. Bellingham trying to send it through, but Kovacic equals that with a header. Still with Bellingham, though, who hooks it into the penalty area, and Koulibaly hoiks that away. That is with Felix now, and Felix wins a free kick. Weak source. Clearly, Hanno wasn't in favour of Havertz retaking that kick, but it was taken. It's 2-0. And pretty harsh there once again, Chris. I mean, obviously, his penalty could now send Chelsea through. And I'm sure a lot of neutrals, Pargov included, will be hoping that this game goes to extra time. Me, probably not so much. I need to sleep. Yeah, sitter there from Jude Bellingham. Completely missed that. It is 4-0 now, this time through João Mario for Benfica. And the Belgians are being put to the sword, completely ripped into two. And all they can say to the Champions League is goodbye and thank you. There is no such goodbye as of yet, although Dortmund are now 28 minutes away from exiting the Champions League themselves. And they need to conjure up one moment of magic, although one Chelsea goal could win this. Good interception there from Guerrero, but James wins that back. You could sort of see, basically, the way Dortmund are playing, there's not really that much in terms of cohesion. Marius Wolf there at right back, hoping to try and clear the lines, but Chelsea end up winning a throw-in. And there will be a substitution made by the Dortmund coach with the best part of almost half an hour to go. It looks as though it'll be the number 43, Jamie Bino Gittens, who will be coming on. Let's find out a little bit more about this guy. Another Englishman in the team, just like Mr. Bellingham, although he is London-born and was in the youth team at Chelsea and Reading. Didn't make a single youth appearance at Chelsea, but went on to play at youth level for Reading and Manchester City, and of course Borussia Dortmund, and has since made 16 league appearances for the senior team. He comes on for the number 6, Salih Özcan, who has certainly run himself into the ground, and he will have a role to play to try and help rescue this tie. Guerrero. And it is the substitute, Bino Gittens, who is by no means a slouch. Along the right. And some excellent work there into the penalty area. Marius Wolf. Another brilliant save from Marius Zabalaka, but the danger isn't averted yet. It is with... well, obviously there was an infringement there by Bellingham, and referee Macaulay awards a free kick. But some terrific work there from Marius Wolf down the right. Terrific interplay there. A shot, and you could say that it was straight at Azpilicueta, who still had to make... Oh, not Azpilicueta, Arrizabalaga, who still had to make the save. What am I saying? Azpilicueta isn't even in the squad. I need to sleep. And the yellow card there for the Chelsea goalkeeper. Whether that's for dissent or time wasting, I'm not too sure, but certainly lending another level to this tie of intrigue, certainly. And Dortmund still have it all to do. And coming up to 66 minutes gone, it looks as though Chelsea would be bringing on Conor Gallagher. Enzo Fernandez at the moment dispossessing Jude Bellingham. Dortmund concede a throw. Havertz lets Reece James have it. Reece James with the throw. Tries to send it forward, but Bino Gittins is on Kovacic's tail. And Royce dispossesses Kovacic, but that's a poor giveaway. Enzo intercepts and wins it back. And has a free kick been awarded, or will that be a throw-in? Looks as though it is a throw-in, which means that there was certainly no foul. It looks as though João Felix's evening is over. He certainly played quite well. Not really had the good fortune that he would have liked, but he will be replaced by Conor Gallagher, the number 23. And I'm sure that substitution's not really going to make too many people happy. Yeah, I saw that yellow. Thank you, Chris. And I am watching the television. I sound a little bit tired, but I haven't, taken my eyes off the TV. And I'm glad I didn't, because I just saw an utterly horrendous miss there from Kai Havertz. Left-footed, hoping to try to hit the target, but completely skewed that wide all the way to his left. And that chance went begging. So halfway through the second half, a quarter of the game left. Dortmund need an equaliser. On aggregate, that is. And if they can get an equaliser in this game to win the tie on aggregate, all the better for them. But at the moment, it is Chelsea who are in control, and Dortmund are just trying to make something happen. It is with Schlotterbeck now, who was able to evade Sterling, but that was not the best through ball. Straight to Arrizabalaga, and that chance goes begging. Now we got an update from our friend Mr. Mossing. It is 5-0 to Benfica on the night. I wonder if the referee will actually award stoppage time if too many more goals are scored. Some of you will remember, of course, Liverpool creaming Manchester United 7-0 over the weekend. I'm pretty certain that stoppage time was still added as a matter of protocol. It is with Nicolas Soule, who received it back. Sebastian Haller, and that should be a free kick awarded to Chelsea, but yeah, it has been awarded. Rather needless foul there by Cucurella on Haller. Gio Reyna. He is with Dortmund now through Bellingham, who can try and send it forward on the right. He finds Marius Wolf, the right back. Nicolas Soule. Guerrero, hoping to find Reyes, but Cucurella can tidy up. Well, in his attempt to tidy up, he made a bit of a mess of that. It's a Dortmund throw. Emre Can. Sorry for the long silence, but play is still continuing, and Dortmund once again attacking through the right. He is back with Emre Can with 20 minutes to go, plus stoppages. Guerrero sending it into the penalty area, but his low cross is easily met by Koulibaly. It is still with Dortmund, though. Reyna laying that off to Wolf on the right. Back with Reyna. Wolf again. And Chelsea now run away with it. Havertz with a nice through ball, hoping to find Reece James, and he finds him, but it's all the way down on the right, and the Dortmund defence can recover. James to Havertz now. Back to James. Over to Enzo. It is Gallagher. And does Gallagher win a corner? Yes, he does. Well, I mean, mercifully, if it stays this way, then I could end this stream in about 25 minutes and go and sleep. But these boys from Stamford Bridge had better oblige. And it is Chilwell who will take that corner. Reece James receiving some last-minute instructions from Coach Potter. Corner swinging in, left-footed. Kovacic heads it back into the penalty area, but it's once again it's headed away. Wolf heads that away. And offside there against Cucurella, preventing a goal-scoring opportunity. And so, in totality, Dortmund have had almost 60% of the ball possession, but not too many shots on goal. 3 on target compared to Chelsea's 4. Would say it's been even Stevens, but and once again it is Dortmund through Soulé. And that wasn't a bad effort as well. In the penalty area, he felt as though he had to shoot. Maybe if that had been on target, could have caused Arrizabalaga a few problems. Well, he certainly aimed for that corner, and the ball just took it wide. Dortmund fans still in full voice at the moment, still banging their drum. Hopeful that after the win at Signal Iduna Park, they can conjure up another moment of magic at Stamford Bridge. At the moment, though, time is not on their side. Goal kick, Kepa sends it forward, and the throw is conceded by Marius Wolf, who, of course, conceded that penalty. Chelsea throw. Cucurella to Havertz. Havertz to Sterling on the outside. And it is, in fact, a Chelsea corner. And Koulibaly is in the area waiting. It will be another Ben Chilwell special. Left-footed. Swinging away. And that was, in fact, meant by Koulibaly. Oh, boy. It's never fun when you're tired and you need to sleep, but duty calls sometimes. And Dortmund are still relentlessly attacking. The substitute Bino Gittins trying to thread a way through, but not quite succeeding. Huge through ball. Sterling on his own. Sterling versus Meyer. Passes it to Gallagher. Rolls it into the net. And that is 3-0. Nope. Offside. It just had to be an offside. Once again, Dortmund springing the offside trap quite brilliantly. And Sterling being offside by goal of the season. And if that goal had been given, it would have certainly ended the tie as a contest. But Brazil might feel as though they have, not Brazil, Dortmund. They will still feel as though as if they have a lifeline. Great work. Schlotterbeck sends it all the way to Wolf on the right. Does an excellent job of keeping it into the penalty area, but Koulibaly hooks that away. There's another Dortmund substitution. And confirmation of the substitute is the number 9, Sebastian Haller, coming off, and Daniel Malen, the number 21, coming on. Okay, so back to the action. Sorry about that little nap on the air. And obviously Sterling will be thinking about that. Offside that was called. And once again, the line technology doing its job quite well. Schlotterbeck springing the offside trap quite brilliantly and catching Sterling just offside. Chelsea still 2 goals to the good. 2-1 to the good on aggregate with about 12 minutes to go plus stoppages. And Chelsea once again play it back. It is with Arrizabalaga to Reece James. And that is sent forward. But Havertz is dispossessed by Emre Can. And Cucurella's had a good game tonight, certainly in the heart of the defence. But Bino Gittins now with the ball. And that certainly was by no means a bad effort to try and get into the Chelsea penalty area. But obviously trying to twist his way around the Chelsea defence, but not quite succeeding. And Conor Gallagher there with a rather needless infringement there on Gio Reyna. And Havertz receiving some more instructions from Potter. He knows that they're close, but they can't afford to concede. And Dortmund once again try and send it forward through Guerrero. Now that will be a Dortmund throw. Guerrero back to Schlotterbeck. Emre Can. It is with Bino Gittins now trying, and clearly his experience is showing over there. Wanting to try to get it beyond the defenders and sort of try and hook it behind them, but took that beyond the goal line. And there will be another change made. It's a return to action for Captain America himself, Christian Pulisic. With about 10 minutes to go, an opportunity to get Bit of a run out. And Bino Gittins hoping to receive that through ball down the left, but intercepted by Reece James. And a Chelsea substitution. It's a double substitution. We're seeing Pulisic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek coming on. And Mateo Kovacic, who had a fine game indeed, passes the armband to Kepa. And it is Raheem Sterling who's also coming off. He will be replaced by, you would think, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So this is now a signal, of course, for Chelsea to tighten up in the midfield and be a little bit smarter defensively. And action resumes. Bellingham doing some great work going beyond Gallagher, passing it to Gio Reyna. Marius Wolf on the right. Dortmund certainly do have some excellent footwork, but when it comes to finding a pass for their teammate, they have for the most part been a little bit poor, except, of course, for a few really good occasions. See Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well, trying to get on the action. It is a Dortmund free kick with the best part of about 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go. It is Reyes and Guerrero who are standing over this kick. Could it be second time lucky for Marco Reyes? Or, well, it is. It's actually the number 13, Guerrero, who sent that into the penalty area, hoping to find someone and not really succeeding. And Chelsea rather clumsily controlled their lines. Bino Gittins against Reece James. And 4 minutes left plus stoppages, and it looks as though Chelsea could have secured their passage into the next round. We know that Benfica are officially through, and there will be time, of course, for Chelsea to make another substitution. No, thank you for coming and being a part of this. Hope to see you on another stream soon. And bit of controversy here. Not so much a controversy. It is Enzo who's coming off, and it is the former Juventus midfielder, Dennis Zakaria, who's coming on. Again, tightening up the midfield and the defence is the first priority. Certainly had a decent game in the middle of the field. Not really done too much in terms of making things happen, but he and Kovacic were certainly a good team. And so Dortmund now have to try and come up against Chelsea's subs with subs of their own and maybe see which team takes home the bread. Emre Can with a nice through ball there and some good work from Cucurella, who doesn't dispossess Reina, but forces Reina off balance. It is with Bino Gittens, who gets it back to Reina. Schlotterbeck. Sule. And that was going a little bit too far, but it is with Reina now, who keeps it in play on the left. And an important header there from Reece James, averting the danger. And there are 2 minutes left, plus stoppages. So maybe there is a sting in the tail for Dortmund after all. We'll have to see. And some action there for Dortmund. Still not quite able to penetrate the penalty area or the Chelsea defence, but they're still trying as hard as they can. A cross in from the right and headed over the bar by Bellingham himself. Not exactly as awful a miss as the sitter early on in the second half, but not quite able to get his forehead to the ball and sends it over the bar. And the Chelsea fans are starting to find a little bit of their voice. Happy to be through to the next change, but we all know it's not over until it's over. There is exactly 1 minute left. Stoppages will, of course, be awarded. And an attempted through ball from Guerrero goes straight into the Chelsea defence, and Chelsea can clear their lines. Possible hit on the counter-attack. And had Pulisic not been sent wide, he would have certainly gone straight through. It is Pulisic now. Pulisic, I'm sure, like Havertz, played in the Bundesliga, and it must have been for Leverkusen. And Maya ends up kicking that away, only as far as Chelsea outfielder. Pulisic will try and score. Won't even hit the target. He's offside anyway. Christian Mate Pulisic. And we just got some confirmation from the officials that there will be 6 minutes of added on time. And actually, in fact, Pulisic is a former Dortmund player, having spent the season with the youth team and played 3 seasons with the senior team. Went back to them on loan for a season, but is now with Chelsea. And some great work from Zakaria to get into the Dortmund penalty area, but no one on the end of his pass. And just going to stop this from going into standby mode. It is with Havertz. Havertz against Wolf. Wolf clearly not in the best of moods tonight after conceding the penalty and seeing Chelsea sort of shield the ball away from him in a way. And the inspector has taken out his card. It's a yellow card for both Ben Chilwell and Marius Wolf. Basically a case of Chilwell trying to hold back Wolf over there. And Wolf deciding to retaliate by pushing Chilwell away. Needless, really, but it is what it is. A nice pass over there, hoping to find Schlotterbeck, who rose up high, but couldn't connect to that. Certainly rising high above Fofana, but not really able to get to that. There's still 4 minutes left, and Potter is quite happy with a scrappy 2-0 win. I wouldn't exactly call it scrappy, though. Chelsea have had the better chances and been quite good value for this scoreline. Aside from that free kick and that missed Bellingham chance, Dortmund haven't really threatened that much. I do hear some noises upstairs for some reason. Don't know why that is, but Bellingham with a cross, shot into the penalty area, easily claimed by Gundogan, and Jude going down, clutching his groin. An attempted cross, which ended up being a shot, straight at Kepa. Meat and drink to him, easily claimed. There's really nothing much to talk about with 3 minutes of the added time played and 3 minutes to go. Dortmund are still going to try and find a way to breach the Chelsea rearguard. And remember, if they do manage to score one goal in the remaining 3 minutes, it will go to extra time. And that's a pretty poor attempt there from Emre Can. It is now, of course, with the former Dortmund winger / midfielder Pulisic, but Can pushes him to the floor. That is Marius Wolf now, who will try and just reclaim the ball a little bit more easily. Well, 2 minutes left, and still Dortmund are not giving up, and it is in the Chelsea penalty area. But Zakaria should be able to clear the danger, although not quite. It is with Bino Gittens, number 43, who does send it into the penalty area. And Dortmund do win a corner, and I think there's a claim for a penalty. Rouse claimed that he was fouled in the penalty area, but Macaulay has said nothing doing. But it is Guerrero who will take this, left-footed, hoping to swing the ball away. And the goalkeeper, Myers, come up with more than a minute left. A very risky strategy. Clearly, he didn't see what happened to Emi Martinez for Aston Villa against Arsenal. And some rather scrappy play over there in the penalty area ends with Kepa claiming that. Claiming, of course, that there was a handball, but nothing of the sort. A claim for a foul there by Zakaria on Reus. Nothing really in that. So, last minute of stoppage time. It is Havertz up against the Dortmund defense. Loftus-Cheek tried to lay it on, and in fact, Wolf has now conceded a free kick within the last minute of the game, and Macaulay has made it crystal clear that there should be no... I mean, Chilwell's clutching his stomach there. We're going to find out what's happened there. Havertz basically... Yeah, an absolutely disgusting body check there by Wolf, who knew what he was doing. Elbow went straight into Chilwell's stomach, and the Englishman is not happy with the German's conduct. And this will almost definitely lead to an extra minute of stoppage time at the very least. And it is Cucurella with his mop of hair. He also receives a yellow card. The 6 minutes are now up, so If this free kick has been awarded to Chelsea, one would assume that it could potentially be the last chance at goal for either team. And so for Chelsea, the countdown can begin. The only question is, do they decide to go for the goal? Well, the answer is no. They sort of pass it along the side. Gel to Chilwell and another guy, just making it slow. But as long as Chelsea are able to stop Dortmund from attacking, they will almost certainly win this. We are into one additional minute of the stoppages. And Pulisic to Loftus-Cheek, trying to make something happen for himself. Cucurella, Pulisic. Yeah, and some more ugly scenes over there with the 7th minute having elapsed, and you definitely don't want to see a game descending into this. And horrible clash over there between James and Bellingham, two England teammates. I'm sure both of them are expecting to be in the squad for the European Championship qualifiers coming up. Shaking it off quite nicely, and the whistle has now blown. 7 minutes and 42 seconds, and Chelsea are through to the next stage of the Champions League. A retaken penalty from Kai Havertz proving the difference, as Chelsea end up winning this tie 2-0 on the night at Stamford Bridge, 2-1 on aggregate. Havertz with the retaken penalty on 53 minutes after Raheem Sterling had put them ahead 2 minutes before half-time. It was a game where Chelsea probably had the better of the chances and probably on the balance of play deserved to win. Dortmund, aside from a free kick by Marco Reus, which was brilliantly saved by Kepa Arrizabalaga, didn't really offer that much by way of a goal threat. And the midfield of Bellingham and Emre Can and company, which is expected to be a lot more magisterial, was for the most part kept quiet today. Certainly the midfield of Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez, among others, did their job. Chilwell and James were quite outstanding as fullbacks / wingbacks, and the defence held firm enough. Koulibaly in particular marshalled his defence magnificently. And you could see how much it means to Kai Havertz and Graham Potter. Many criticisms of Potter's tactics, his squad selections, what have you. But at the end of the day, a win is all that matters to Chelsea, and they've got that win, and with that, they will go through. And thank you very much indeed, Chris. I'm going to need that sleep. But yep, full-time, Blues are through, and there will be a review to this game coming up tomorrow with Hanno certainly expected to provide his observations. I'm pretty certain that he'll be taking a look at the highlights package. There's nothing much to report from me, and I do apologize for the long gaps. It's been difficult trying to struggle to stay awake. A combination of an aching body from a huge workout, no afternoon nap, and now staying up until close to 4 in the morning my time to do a watch-along. But this is something I always enjoy. I always try to do it to the best of my ability, and today, I think I'll probably let my standards slip a little bit, but I do hope you can all forgive me. It is what it is. Can't really say too much about it. So, the final story, of course, is Chelsea are through to the next stage, winning 2-1 on aggregate. And in the other game, Benfica creamed their Belgian counterparts, Club Brugge, with an alarming scoreline. And questions will be asked of the Bruges manager, Scott Parker, ex-England international, ex-Chelsea player, of course. And this season began as manager of Bournemouth, but was sacked after that 9-0 reverse. Things have now gone bad to worse for him. And with Chelsea today, they needed a win. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't attractive, but it was effective, and it was enough in the end. And we're going to take a look at what we have coming up for you tomorrow in the Champions League by way of European action. Well, Bruges actually did net a consolation goal, which in the end was no consolation. There was also a match in the Conference League between Lazio from Serie A and AZ Alkmaar from the Eredivisie. Alkmaar winning that 2-1 in the round of 16, of course. So Chelsea and Benfica through to the quarterfinals. And tomorrow, of course, we won't see Manchester City in action, but we will see Bayern Munich hoping to end Lionel Messi's campaign in the Champions League, what could very well be his final Champions League campaign, at least with Paris Saint-Germain. They will be hoping to secure an upset in Bavaria, but Munich will have other ideas. And of course, another tasty clash from London, this time the north of London, as from the Tottenham Stadium, Tottenham Hotspur will take on AC Milan. Always a feisty encounter between the two of them, and this one tomorrow will prove to be no different. And of course, coming up on Thursday, we have Europa League action with Arsenal kicking off their tie in Sporting Lisbon at 5:45. A 5:45 there. I will have to find out. It'll probably be a little bit earlier than that. GMT maybe. I'll have to find out the timings and let you know. And Manchester United will be facing Real Betis at 8 in the evening. So that's another game to watch. Real Betis, of course, being managed by the former Manchester City manager Manuel Pellegrini, and will be fielding the former Manchester City goalkeeper Claudio Bravo in goal, who had a bit of a stormer against Real Madrid in La Liga over the weekend. Kept a clean sheet and everything. Union Berlin, who are also in the race for the Bundesliga title, will be taking on Union Saint-Gilloise of Switzerland, I believe, or is it Belgium? I'm not too sure. Bayer Leverkusen, Havertz's former team, are up against Ferencvárosi of Hungary. Jose Mourinho's Roma will be taking on Real Sociedad. Oh, what am I doing? Where are my manners? Please let me just share this, present this. Yep, Union Berlin against Union Saint-Gilloise, two unions, and the line of division will be the football field and a potential place in the quarterfinals. Leverkusen, of course, the former team of Kai Havertz, will be up against Ferencvárosi. Jose Mourinho's Roma take on Real Sociedad from the Spanish La Liga, and of course, Sporting Lisbon against Arsenal. These four games are the early kickoffs. The late kickoffs will see Juventus taking on SC Freiburg from the Bundesliga, and of course, the tasty encounter between Manchester United and Real Betis. Sevilla, multiple Europa League winners, will be taking on Fenerbahce from Turkey, and Shakhtar Donetsk from the Ukraine, from where Mikhailo Mudryk went to Chelsea instead of Arsenal, will be taking on Feyenoord from the Eredivisie. These are, of course, Wednesday's games. Munich against Saint-Germain will be very tasty indeed. Messi obviously would love to win a Champions League with PSG, but time may not be on his side, and talks over a new contract are, in fact, shall we say, not quite progressing. So he will be under pressure to help turn this around. And of course, he has gone far further in Europe than Barcelona have, but he still want to try and go further, maybe. And Tottenham will have it all to do against AC Milan. Antonio Conte returns. Conte, of course, managed Internazionale not too long ago, and this will definitely be a clash to savor. And we will possibly look to provide a watch along for at least one of these matches, or we will have a review later on. And I will possibly be doing a watch along to the Arsenal game for another channel, And if there's a watch along for the Manchester United game, you probably won't see me there, but I'm sure someone else will be doing that. So this week, we'll see some pretty spicy European football. And I forgot about the Conference League. West Ham are up against Larnaca on Thursday. Villarreal will be playing RSC Anderlecht. The Nice team, which includes the likes of Nicolas Pepe and Ross Barkley and others, will be taking on Sheriff Tiraspol, former Champions League giant killers, of course, beating Real Madrid in the 2021-22 season. FC Basel against Slovan Bratislava, Fiorentina against Sivasspor, KAA Ghent from Belgium against Istanbul Başakşehir, which was, of course, the final team of Mesut Ozil before his retirement, and Lech Poznan from Poland up against the Swedish side, Djurgårdens IF. Obviously, we won't be providing too much coverage of the Europa League, but we can almost certainly provide a review of that as and when needed. For now, though, this is the headline. Chelsea huffing and puffing and finally blowing the Dortmund house down, finding a way through to the quarterfinals. It will remain to be seen if they can actually go a little bit further, but this result certainly has given Graham Potter a lot of breathing room. And as for Dortmund, well, they will be left to lick their wounds and try and focus on finishing as high as they can in the Bundesliga. Spencer, I want to thank you for being a part of this chat from the very beginning, mate. If you're new to this channel, and if you've just subscribed, well done to you. Please like the video, subscribe, click the bell button for notifications, everyone, and you will receive some really good sporting content on this channel. Thanks a lot to everyone else who's contributed. Chris, a little, shall we say, banter / sledging, if you will, but always appreciate your company. Thank you for the wishes. Shout out as well to Pargav and also Del Boy Gunner, who came in earlier. Chelsea fan, definitely. Hope you're happy with the score. Every single one of you who was in the chat from the very beginning, you guys are the ones who make this video was it is. You make the channel was it is. And we are very, very grateful to you indeed. And as always, we will continue to provide some good sporting content on this channel as and when things happen. And I will certainly look to see you all again very soon for another feature or maybe another watch along. And it'll certainly be something quite interesting indeed. There will be some more sports action coming up later on this month, later on in the next coming months, and we will look to provide them for you as and when they happen. But until then, thanks a lot for joining us. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Sleep well. Don't do anything that I or Hanno wouldn't do. For now, though, it's time for me to bid you adieu because I am knocked out.